so I'll just start them off. Hello there, everyone. Oh, 3-0. I'll have that. That's all right, isn't it? Okie dokie. Well, I'm here. Chay is just getting himself into position. And we'll be taking your questions on what you thought Wrexham winning 3-0. A couple of screamers from Dior Angus. And Jordan Davis getting his first goal for the club, although I claimed it was Kwame Thomas. What would I know? That's, I think, the key question. So fire in your questions. Oh, I'm having a bit of trouble with this camera, aren't I? What am I doing? That'll do. Right, if I keep holding on to it, hopefully it'll be fine. I can't see me anymore, but to be honest, Chay's the money. Chay's the money shot. I'm just a bit of an extra bonus, to be fair. Danny Dyer's back. I don't know if Chay, you've done a stream, if Danny contributed.
I think I have.
Excellent.
Yeah.
He says, "Get on the town, bring on the wall," or whatever it is he presents now. And then Ryan Price, spot on, class from Dior, a masterclass. Absolutely. I mean, Dior Angus, what a weird day he had. He missed 2 easy chances, scored 2 absolute beauties, and then has to be subbed so he doesn't get to play for his hat-trick because he's determined to get his own back on Chris Bush.
Yeah.
Strange one.
Yeah, it was a strange one, but he's been excellent today. He was my man of the match. So that second goal was outside the boot and hit the post and went in. It was beautiful, wasn't it? It
made Marco van Basten look like me. Danny Dyer promotion looking good. Well, we're certainly getting a good head of steam going. We haven't lost much in this year. Other results, I believe, have gone well for us. So that's really promising, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. I think if we do end up falling outside the playoffs, it will be a really miserable end of the season.
Yeah. Oh, I've been saying for a while, haven't I? I'd be gutted if we weren't in the playoffs, and I certainly am not backing down from that. We're getting ourselves into a nice place. Barry Lloyd saying it's a great all-round performance. Yes, because as you were correctly saying in the commentary, we both did well going forwards and defended well, because they did ask questions of us. We can't deny that.
Yeah. I was really Pearson was absolutely fantastic today, and Vassell and French. The 3 centre-backs were excellent.
Yeah, well, that's coming up, actually. A bloke called Bill Long, whoever he is.
I have no idea who he is.
You can research that later. Said Pearson looked brilliant, but does Kelleher come back in? Choice for Keats. Also, Llama Dog Games says Pearson or Kelleher to play for. Yeah, that's a big question.
For me, it's whether Pearson's just come back from a long injury stint, so if he can play back to back, I'd be happy with either, really. I won't be upset if either.
It sounds odd to me to say this in a way. I wouldn't really want us to be putting them both in together.
No. Because
it didn't work before, and I'm a little concerned that, I assume that Keats wouldn't try that, but I certainly wouldn't want us to.
They're too similar, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, to that stopper sort of type of centre-back, when I think having French and Vassell either side, who are quite ball-playing centre-backs, aren't they, quite fast, it works really well with either Pearson or Kelleher in the middle.
Yeah. And I don't think there's, we played Kelleher on the right-hand side of a 3. It quite worked. That, like you said, that pace and mobility is important. So, yeah, I think there has to be, that tough decision has to be made. You made the point when we finished the match that maybe it's Kelleher because, historically over the last year or so, Pearson has struggled to be getting 2 games in a week anyway.
Yeah.
So maybe it's best to nurse Pearson a little bit. But, yeah.
He was outstanding today, though, wasn't he? Absolutely outstanding.
Yeah, he was my man of the match call. Yeah, we couldn't agree to disagree. Kean O'Keefe, now, this is the thing. He said, did you see the person who trod on Dior Angus? Well, yeah, is Chris Bush, but from up here and not with the advantage of a replay, we thought it was more of a coming together perhaps than an actual deliberate foul, but maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was something deliberate. Angus certainly was incensed, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was fuming, wasn't he? But we don't have the replays up here, so we only seen a little bit of a clumsiness, maybe.
So
yeah.
Glyn from our streaming team said he stamped on him. But the thing is, that referee was so reluctant to give free kicks that he pretty much should have had to then get out a gun and shoot him to actually get a foul.
Yeah.
But if it was deliberate, then, well, Angus is unlucky, and you can understand why he's angry. And just outside the box or just in the box would be the other question I'd ask.
Yeah.
But that ref was never going to send someone off. I mean, you'd have to do something horrific for him to send him.
You'd have to karate kick him in the head to get a yellow card, I think.
Exactly right, yeah. The least you'd have to get sent off by that guy was weapons of mass destruction. Or the means of producing them, I feel.
Yeah.
Right, so Danny Dyer, wow, we have strikers that score goals. Absolutely, yes, it's rather nice, isn't it? I did credit the first goal to Kwame Thomas until I was corrected. So if that went around at all, that was my fault.
Yeah, I missed it as well. I couldn't quite tell who it was from the angle we're sitting. We're sitting in a bit of an awkward angle.
Now, I'm sorry to have to tell off one of our good chums putting messages up here, but Julie, stop asking Jeff the questions. Naughty. 2 questions for Jeff Lang, which we'll try and answer as well.
Yeah.
One, what is it with Jarvis? It would have been great to give him a run out instead of Durrell. So that one first. Yeah. I see the point, absolutely, Julie, but either or. I mean, you could swap those around, perhaps.
I think Jarvis has some really, really strong fans, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And rightly so. He's a great player, but I wouldn't be complaining about putting Durrell on either, really.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I really like Jarvis. I think he's got a lot of quality, and I think he's unlucky not to be starting. Having said that, I think that, to be fair, Durrell in the last 3 games has done very well and put in a proper shift in centre mid. So I think he's unlucky not to start today. So, yes, I agree with Jarvis is unlucky, but I think Durrell too. I think that's tossed a coin. Which one goes on, perhaps? Really?
Yeah.
Her other question actually was, it's a shame they've stopped showing the viewing figures on a live stream. I'll stick my nose in for that then. I certainly don't think it's a conspiracy, so don't worry. I don't think there's any reason why, but I guess we've now got a different setup, and they just haven't done that. But I'll try and stick my nose into it after the game and see if I've got anything for you for next game. I think it's just as a different setup, and that's it, really. CG, hi CG. These performances are the product of Keats' excellent recruitment. Next weekend is massive. I agree, and all season I've been saying I felt he'd bought a squad with depth. But it seems to be coming out more now, where you're looking at this team and thinking, well, Kelleher's not playing, but he should be first choice. Jarvis and Durrell are unlucky not to be in the team. Ponticelli maybe is starting to get a bit of confidence going. Yeah. There we've got players. Horsfield, I like Horsfield. Yeah. Carrington. Yeah. Now suddenly you're looking at it and thinking, we've got a Dibble, for goodness sake, poor Dibble. But we're looking at these players and thinking, we could be, that's squad depth, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's the good thing, and hopefully they don't. If one of them gets injured, then it's nice in most positions. Maybe not striker, because we'll have no one off the bench then. But if someone gets injured, then we have 1 or even 2 players who can come in and cover.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's really good, isn't it? It's good to see. Oh, James Waterhouse. Hope he keeps 3 at the back. Can't help but think he played 3 because Pearson was out long term. He'll go back to 4 at the back. Pearson and Kelleher in the middle. Or if he keeps the 3, puts Kelleher left. I don't know, what do you think?
No, I wouldn't play 4 at the back. I really like the system we're playing right now. I think it's working very effective.
Yeah, I agree, and I think that I agree. I think that he won't go back to 4 at the back. No. It may well be, don't get me wrong, it may well be that having Pearson out injured was an issue, and maybe that was part of why he changed. Although, having said that, Pearson did play in a back 3. Yeah. No, when I think about it, we changed to a back 3 and he was in it, so maybe not. But certainly, it works. It's really working. I think French is a signing that shows he wants to play 3 at the back. A centre-back who can play wing-back. Suits that wide position. But I don't really personally see, if everyone's fit, the justification for having 2 stoppers in the back 3.
Yeah, no.
I feel like it's Kelleher or Pearson.
But if we have injuries and it has to come to that, I'm sure they could do a good job. But I definitely wouldn't pick Kelleher and Pearson, because if we come against a striker who's fast, they will just utilise that area then, won't they?
I think so. I think so. Rockphonic, do you think the advertising boards helped the result? Definitely.
Yes, yeah.
The Bromley players are scared, weren't they? They were scared. They didn't understand what was going on.
Yeah, did everyone enjoy the new interactive boards, by the way? I thought they were pretty cool.
Mark Lush saying it's nice to see we've got electronic boards around the pitch. It was. I'm not going to be happy. And there were some of the people who installed it were here before the match, and we're having a tinker with them. And I said to one of them, I'm not going to be happy until we have those Vitality adverts and that sausage dog running around the boards. To me, that's what I want. I really want that. That's when we've arrived. Jeff Lang back to refs. Darry Lloyd, the last two refs have been awful.
No comment.
I'll comment. The last ref was really not great. Yeah. I strongly agree, and I think we'd have won that game were it not for that ref.
Yeah.
And then this ref,
it was. I just don't understand at some points. Chris Bush or whoever the centre back was who was marking Thomas was literally pushing him over, and then he just wasn't giving anything, was he?
I feel I've got more sympathy for this ref than the last one. I feel he came into the game with the mindset of I will allow physical contacts. Yeah. Which all right. And up to a point, I think he was quite consistent in allowing it. The trouble is, I think that point was too far. He allowed too much physical contact. I think as well, like the Thomas situation, I understand that he is saying he's backing in. Okay, I do get that. I've got, trying to be as dispassionate as I possibly can. I don't think he was. I think he was judging quickly where the ball was going. He was getting into a good position. And I think in that situation, that's good centre-forward play, isn't it? You get there first. So the centre-back hasn't gotten to the optimal position. I think that's good centre-forward play. And so the centre-backs are pushing him and fouling him and holding him down. I think that, I see them as fouls, personally. But okay, I do see the logic of what the ref's trying to say. I just think that when a referee comes into a game, personally, with a sort of preconceived idea of what I'm going to do, it's dangerous because, the game might not turn out like you want it to. You know what I mean? Or in a game like this where, Bromley are surprisingly gone very route one, it suits them to have a referee who allows lots of physical play because they are physical. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, it was a strange one. Yeah. It was some of the most bizarre officiating I've seen this season. And we're in the National League, so you see bizarre officiating pretty much every game, don't you?
True. I don't blame him for missing the stamp that a couple of you now mentioned.
Yeah, because we missed it.
We missed it. We didn't see that. We thought it was just a coming together. I don't blame him for that. But yeah, I think there was just a desire to let things flow. And, well, it's like I said in commentary. If you just are saying, right, okay, physical stuff that's on the edge, I'll let it go. People nudging, I'll let it go. That's fine. But then it got to there were some things that really were clearly fouls he was letting go, and that his line was drawn too far, sort of in the wrong direction, wasn't it? Really, Dylan Lovell asks, do you think Wrexham can finish top 3? Which, by the way, is added to by Alfie Parry's "Why are we going up?" crying, laughing emoji. I think top 3 is possible. Not saying it's definite.
I think Sutton are going to win the league. This year. I think they're going up automatically. With our consistency at the moment, I can't see why not. But we've got a lot of tough games ahead.
Yeah, we've got to keep this going, haven't we?
Yeah, we're going to lose at some point, and it's just about being realistic as well. As long as we head off in the playoffs, that was the goal at the start of the season.
Yeah. And lovely if we can be top 3 and get that one home game away from Wembley. I agree. I think Sutton, it's their league to lose, I think. Hartlepool are decent as well, and the Dover elimination of their results, which was inevitable, has suited those two because they didn't play them. So they've opened up more of a gap. But then after that, I think everyone's much of a muchness, and probably we're in as good form, if not better, than anyone. Yeah. Torquay are dropping. I don't see why we can't aim for it. Absolutely not. Jeff Lang said there's some great comments on the boards. Yes, they were funny, weren't they? I thought that. And also backs up the ref, to be fair, saying Thomas spent more time backing in than playing the ball. Like I said, I think there is a matter for interpretation.
Yeah.
I do acknowledge the referee's point in that. I see it the other way, but I do understand that it's a matter for interpretation. Yeah. Ryan Price, could we get a shout out for my YouTube Wrexham watch along called From Behind the Goal?
Yeah, I've seen some of their stuff on Twitter. Yeah. It's quite good. I like it. Yeah.
Oh, nice one. Oh, well played. Well played. Nice one. Louis Williams, why are we wearing? Why are they? They? We can hear you, Louis. We can hear. We are people. Why are they wearing masks? They're outside, because those are the regulations of the ground. Just like in a school, the Welsh government regulations are you've got to wear a mask. So we're following the rules. Robert Jones, the next 2 games are crucial. Oh yeah. But I want to carry this form into it.
Yeah, 100%. And as well, again, if we don't win these games, just don't lose them.
Yeah.
I know it sounds a bit obvious, but yeah, if we just go in, maybe get a draw and a win or 2 draws, it's still carrying on that momentum, isn't it?
I think we just got to look at games now, because we are hard to beat and we're getting rhythm going and we're getting wins. All games are now opportunities. Yeah. It's more important that the players see it that way than all of us do, but they've got to see it that way. Positive. We go into it. Notts County is a huge game because they got games in hand on us. So it's an opportunity for us to open up more of a gap between us, so that those games in hand just don't matter. Yeah. I think that's key. And
I think the games in hand are the thing a lot of the teams have caught up near us now.
Yeah, it's quite similar now, isn't it?
I'm not too worried about the games in hand anymore. All I'm focused on is not the other teams around us, is how we're playing on the pitch. Yeah. That's all we should focus about.
Yeah. I would say if I was a manager, I would be thinking in a cup competition, I would like to have the difficult teams drawn against me in the early rounds. Because if I've got the confidence that my team's good enough, then I'll back them. And I'd like to play a good team early on so we can knock them out. And it's the same with this sort of situation. We're getting the rhythm going, we're getting the confidence going. So, yeah, for example, Torquay are struggling. So let's bring them here and hand them the backsides on the place. Yeah. And let's push them out of the top 3 reckoning.
Yeah, 100%.
That's how we got to look at it, I think.
I think we're hitting form at the right time.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
And we got Dior off before he got himself a 3-match ban. Got a smart move, that, I thought. Yeah. Robert Jones-Davis is really growing in confidence. He's got a nice turn on him. Was he doing that for charity? I've never seen a player try so many turns in a match. He did brilliantly, didn't he?
Yeah, his touch was fantastic today. I thought on some days, if Dior Angus and Pearson weren't so excellent, maybe he could have been man of the match. I thought he had a great game.
Yeah, he did well, didn't he? Yeah. And I think as well, we are so lucky to be in the ground. You can really see the amount of leg work that Harrison Young put in. The energy was non-stop. The amount of breakaways that they stop just by covering. They don't play the ball, but just short sprints across the pitch to cover gaps. Really impressive work rate. My pizza's ready. Oh well, that's it. Robert Jones says Luke Young to score the winner against Torquay. That would be sweet.
Yes, it would.
We've all seen the Luke Young goal against us for Torquay, I assume. Oh my gosh, that's a screamer. And Lee saying he started in Plymouth. Oh, it's the Plymouth gang are back in. It looks like. And there was a comment here which I was coming back to and I can't remember. Where is it? Sorry, chaps. Bear with me a sec. Oh, yeah. Danny Dyer. The day when the fans are allowed back, there'll be a sellout, 100%. You know what? We've been talking. Yeah. The last few days, I've had a lot of conversations like this with people who are all saying, it's going to be packed out. We were talking before the game, weren't we, about how will you decide how to get tickets. I assume it's a smart idea to be a member, But, wow. Absolutely.
Just imagine the atmosphere today. It would have been electric, wouldn't it? When Dior Angus scored that third goal, the place would have gone off.
Oh well, and as well, we were saying in the commentary, weren't we? Like, was it a stamp on Angus, if that's what it was? Yeah. Then you were saying about how the crowd would be going nuts. Oh, and when I think Durrell forced a throw in down there late on.
Yeah,
and we said the crowd would be on it now. Everybody would be on it now. And also, they get the ball back quickly because there was a chance to take a quick throw and put Ponticelli in, but the ball was up here. Someone had to run up the steps to get him. Yeah. And Robert Jones, and I 100% agree with this. I really impressed by the amount of pressing late in the game. Fitness has improved no end.
Yeah.
I think that we've been quite good at that for a while, actually, to be honest. The amount of running and hard work that we're willing to put in at the end of the match has always impressed me, or certainly has the second half of what we played so far this season.
Yeah, it's been brilliant, and what I liked today was the mentality that we carried on pushing after going 2-0 up, and we look back at the Dagenham Redbridge game, we let them get back into the game. For that game, for this game, we just carried on pressing, and you know, Bromley do have the quality. I thought Trotter for them had a fantastic game, and Cheek obviously has a lot of quality, and he missed a few sitters today, to be fair.
Surprisingly.
That's not like him, and I think, we were brilliant today.
They did have chances. Kizzy with that free header after about 2 minutes from a corner. I mean, they did have opportunities, didn't they? But like you say, we between 2-0 and 3-0, we could have really gone to town.
Yeah.
And at the end, we keep going to the end. I mean, Thomas, in all season, the amount of times he's chasing lost causes to the corner flags. And
his work rate's fantastic, isn't it?
Exactly. Barry Lloyd says he hopes we can get back into the ground for the last games in the playoffs. They could be a big part. Gosh, yes. I would point out, though, we are different from... We're in Wales. I know, that's fairly obvious. The Welsh Government seems to be a little bit more conservative with letting these sort of events happen than the English Government at the moment. We could end up with a situation where we're playing in front of crowds in away games, like we briefly did for about 2 weeks earlier in the season. I'm not saying that's true, and then we couldn't, but I think we've got to, we can't anticipate this happening. I don't know. And Rock Phonic, oh yes. Now, here's something we must all dream for. The pitch is a great place for the R&R helicopters to land, and the first day crowds are invited back. What a beautiful thought. That's got to be where we end it, I think, to be honest with you. Sadly, of course, they won't be able to because they'll be coming across from America, and they won't be allowed to, but nonetheless. Have
them parachute in, that would be better, wouldn't it?
They're still breaking COVID laws, surely, if they parachute in from them.
Or put a mask on, it would be alright.
Yeah, you're right, absolutely. Speaking of appropriate conclusions, maybe we should just finish with Ryan Price wisely saying Kwame equals 4 goat emojis.
Yeah.
He certainly is.
Go.
And I love the guy because I gave him Jordan Davis's goal. So, Right, we will clear off now. That was fun. Let's hope Friday's fun too, eh?
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Nice speaking to you all again, as ever. Fantastic questions. Love doing this. Righty ho, let's hope we can do the job later in the week. Nice.